Yo, 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 what's up on it, people? Here we are today with my good friend TJ Dillashaw. What's going on, my man? 10 days out or so from the fight. How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Camp's been wonderful. Just a bunch of hard work. Been, you know, once in a lifetime opportunity. So been hitting it hard.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. So for those of you who aren't are living under a rock, haven't been following along, TJ is fighting Renan Barao, headlining at the MGM Grand Las Vegas on Memorial Day weekend, which is Saturday the 24th. Is that right? I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck date it is, but it's right around there. And as you said, man, a fucking awesome opportunity. Something that just kind of came up. You were hanging out here in Austin. We're having a good time talking about what's the future hold. You looks like you had a Japanese guy you were fighting, I think. And
Yeah, Muzugaki.
yeah, we were talking about that, and that was cool. And then all of a sudden, you leave on it, and a week later you get a title shot. I'm just saying, for those fighters who are interested in coming to visit on it, good things tend to happen after you visit on it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the good luck mojo or just the star power that got me there.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us a little bit about how that went. So Brahow's who he was scheduled to fight got hurt, and then they called you up, right? Is that how it worked, or?
Well, so UFC, I was on 173 anyways, fighting Muzugaki May 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Wyman and Uchida were supposed to fight, but Wyman got hurt, so they had to make a new headliner for the card, and they wanted Barao. Barao was ready to go. He wanted to get in there, and since considering supposedly he beat me, would be the next one to be in line for the title shot, but he wasn't ready, so they gave me the call, and there's no way I was turning it down. I'd already been training for the card, and just kind of worked out perfectly because to me, I'm on a 6-fight win streak anyways. I beat it Sensao, so I should be the next one in line anyways. It just kind of worked out the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, no doubt. So how did the training kind of shift between it's Mitsugaki? How do you pronounce? I don't even know how to pronounce it. How did the training
That's
shift
right.
from him to Barao when you kind of figured that out?
Nothing really switched up too much. Maybe just with myself, just the intensity, which I kind of had to watch out so I didn't overtrain. But I've been training for Brow for a while now. I've been trying to. Dwayne's been trying to pick me apart for that fight. We knew I was going to get a title fight by this year, if as long as I kept fighting the way I was fighting. And so we've already been preparing myself for him. Doing things that to get ready to defend the things that he does well. And he's the best in my weight class, so I'm training to beat the best. So I've already been training for Barao, so it's just kind of like just continue what I've already been doing. Me and Dwayne have been going through the motions already, so it kind of just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, right on. So, and for those of you who don't know, TJ trains with Dwayne Bang still out of Team Alpha Male for a while until Dwayne goes off on his wayward journey and discovers interesting things in the world, whatever his plans may be.
Yeah.
But for now, sticking with Dwayne, and this is a good opportunity to put some of the skills that what I believe to be the best striking coach in the world, bring that to bear out in the octagon.
Absolutely. I mean, it's perfect timing. This will be his last head coach position at Team Alpha Male is my fight. So it's a little good storybook ending for me and him to get a belt before he ends his coaching reign at Team Alpha Male. He's, like you said, moving on to Colorado and opening his own academy and moving back home.
Yeah, for sure. What is it like on the emotional, psychological level to know that you are one win away from being a UFC world champion?
Oh, it's pretty intense, man. I mean, I was thinking I wasn't looking into it too much. I was telling myself, oh, it's just another fight, it's just another fight. But the closer and closer it gets, I can't help but always think about the fight. It seems like my
Right.
other fights, I'm able to escape a little bit more and go and relax and whatnot, which I try to still do for this one. But it's just kind of always in the back of your mind, because this is going to change my life. I mean, this is what I've been training for. This is my goal since I even thought about getting involved in MMA. So. It's just a crazy moment, and to be not only headlining a card but fighting for a belt, it's a dream come true. And man, I can't wait. I can't wait till it happens.
How much visualization do you put into your regimen? You talk to a lot of champions in a lot of different sports, and they'll go through the game, the match, the fight, whatever their competitive platform is. They'll go through it in their head and kind of see things happening. Is that part of your regimen? Is that something you like to do?
I mean, I don't sit down and have a certain time for it, but I'm kind of doing it all the time. Every one of my fights, I've always visualized the combos that I see myself doing, the things I've been working on with any of my coaches, and what I think is going to work in the fight. And I try to visualize all the positives that could happen in the fight, and how I could, finish the fight, or how I'm going to win the fight. And I do a lot of visualization. I learned that through wrestling, and just going through the motions in your head, so that when you do step in that cage and the opportunity presents itself, you've already been through it. Your body feels like, your mind already feels like it's been through it, which tells your body just to do these things, and I don't want to have to think while I'm in the cage. I just want to react. So the more I go through it in my head, it seems like the more I can just react when the opportunities come.
Yeah, being in the present moment is so key. If you're thinking about anything, thinking about the ramifications of the fight, thinking about all that, it's going to take away from that flexibility of being just right in that present moment. And surfing, I've seen you out on the water. I know you know how to surf, but that surfing right on the edge of the wave of that present moment, that's where the latent power is. And so yeah, I think that's key for you to keep in mind. Now, how much does it help that Uriah had fought Barao just prior? Is that helpful? Were you able to kind of work with him and utilize that experience as well?
It definitely helped me out, more so that I had to be Barao for Uriah's training camp, especially for the first training camp. He fought him I think a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. And I had to pretend to be him. I had to do the movements he does. I had to throw the combos he likes to throw. I had to throw spinning heel kicks at Uriah, and just get used to the way Barao fights, so I can be the best training partner for Uriah in that camp. So it helped me out a lot. I have been watching more tape on this guy than any of my opponents because of that.
Yeah.
I've watched tape on him for 2 camps for Uriah, and then now watch tape on him for myself. So
did you have to mimic that silly little dance he does too? Because that's an important part of his game. That little.
No, I mean that one's pretty hard to imitate. I feel like an idiot if I were to do that. So I stick away from that. I gotta create my own dance move.
Is there a TJ Dillashaw dance move that you have?
No,
that you have planned? No, because I saw you out. We were hanging out, and I didn't see any dance moves bust out when we were gone.
I'm gonna have to have Chris Holsworth teach me a little bit. He likes to be the dancer.
Yeah, but he's got a fight then too, so that'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to that as well. And of course, Danny just made Mr. Floppy Hair. That would be an excellent. That would be an excellent super duper slow mo shot. Danny's overhand right into that big head and all the hair and everything moving around. That would be like an epic, 700 frames per second kind of shot.
Yeah, they were showing a bunch of slow knockouts the other day, and I was thinking just about that too. That Danny should have been on there, and they even put him on the ESPN as the top 10 plays or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Poor guy got robbed out of that knockout of the night, though.
I know.
Such a bummer for him. So, what else has been going on in the training? You mentioned that it's difficult not to overtrain in a situation like this. I could certainly imagine that, because you want this so badly that you want to be kind of probably working on it constantly. But what's kind of the balance of making sure you take the time to recover and make sure that you don't do, while you bring the intensity, you don't do the things that you haven't done before, because you've obviously proved very successful in your methodology prior.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go as hard as I possibly can without overtraining. So you just got to listen to your body. I've had to take the last week. I think I had to take a lot easier because I started to feel a little bit overworked. If you're not wanting to come, if you're not as excited to go to the gym, or if your heart rate's elevated a little bit more in the morning than usual, and you just feel tired. Like you wake up and you don't want to go in the gym. You got to kind of listen to your body and know that it's trying to tell you that you're hitting that threshold of overtraining. I've been hitting it hard now for the last 10 weeks, and so I definitely had to take it a little bit easier the last week, I'd say. I'm doing a little bit less workouts and kind of getting my mind and my body fresh, so that when I step in that cage, I'm 100% ready to go. And yesterday was probably my last hard day of sparring, and now it's just, like you said, visualizing what I'm going to do and drilling those moves when I get into the gym. Mm-hmm. So from here on out, it's pretty easy. I mean, I've done all the hard work. I just got to stick on my diet like I have been, and just kind of go through the motions and, do one, sometimes 2 a days just to lose a little bit extra weight and feel like a champion.
Fuck yeah, man. That's what it's all about.
You know,
So as far as the whole weight cut process, everything, how challenging is that for you generally? Because, for some fighters, it's like they get drug in there at the very last gasp of life that they have and then manage to stand on wobbly legs and barely make it out. And there's others who kind of just, okay, I got this. I mean, you're an old wrestler, so I'm sure that helps. But, how's that weight cut process for you?
it's real easy for me. I mean, I'm really strict on my diet year round, so it makes it a lot easier. I stay lean all the time. I like to train around what I fight at when I step in the cage, so it makes me making weight all the time. At most, I'm usually like 17 over, which is nothing for me. Couple practices, I can be down to 12, 10. Mm-hmm. So for me, making weight's no problem. I'm super dedicated on my nutrition, and it's been real easy for me.
Yeah.
Do you eat in front of that bear behind you so that way, you always tense and that way you don't overeat?
I feel like I'm in prison. I have to eat super fast, because I don't know if he's going to steal your food.
Especially like a big plate of salmon, you never know when that fucker's going to go. Yeah. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about that. You got a giant bear in your living room, right?
Yeah, I was like, are we just gonna ignore that the whole entire time?
There's a bear in the room that they're not talking about. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been an avid hunter my whole life. I kind of just grew up that way. I grew up in a small town, Angels Camp, California, and it was just the way I grew up with my dad. My dad's been an archery hunter his whole life, and we grew up eating the meat from anything that he killed, and I just kind of got into that lifestyle, and so I carried it over into my own, and I've just been an avid hunter lately. And me and Chad Mendez went on this bear hunt with our buddy Will Farrar. It was a crazy bear hunt. We went out to the Crow Indian Reservation out in Montana. It's like a 2 million acre reservation, probably one of the most beautiful areas I've ever been to, and we're scouting the areas, driving around, and I've never killed a bear before, and this will be my first experience. We were actually planning on calling him in and shooting him with our bow, which was pretty scary. And we popped over a hill, though, scared this big guy up, and I ended up having to shoot him with a rifle because he was on the run, and I knew he was a big bear. We didn't want him to get away. But, yeah, I wanted to make a sweet bear rug out of him, but the guys we went out with, they're a guide, and they said that it'd be a disgrace to the animal if I turned it into a bear rug because it was a record book.
But
bear.
how are you gonna sip Courvoisier and kind of lounge in the nude if you don't have a bear rug? I mean,
I know I just want to be like stroking his head while watching TV, relaxing, but it didn't work out. Now I have a giant bear always behind me when I'm sitting on the couch in a scary mounted position because it was a record book bear, and I think it would be a disgrace to turn him into a bear rug. So I had to get him mounted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a pretty intense experience because I went out hunting and procuring some meat, and I just killed a black buck doe, and
oh, nice.
Even sitting over the animal and as it was dying, and actually it was still kind of breathing, so I put it out of its misery, and just feeling that kind of energy from the animal was intense with that. But a bear has a whole other spectrum of energy for that. How was that kind of experience going up on it? I mean, was the bear already expired by the time you got up there, or was there some connection with this animal?
No, the bear was expired by the time we got up there. That's something with a bear you actually have to make sure you get them down because they'll get up and keep going. They're very durable animals. I made an awesome shot, like 350 yards. Rolled him up. He tried to get back up. I had to take a couple to make sure he was good to go before he got up anywhere close because it's a little dangerous coming up to a wounded bear and him still be able to.
You didn't want to get him in like a darce or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a Japanese necktie.
Don't reveal our Onnit secrets there, TJ. The world can't know that you're going for the Japanese necktie. I guess they do now. Watch out, Renan Barao. Fucking Japanese neckties coming for your ass.
I can't wait, dude. If that happens, I'm gonna go crazy.
The world itself is gonna go crazy.
Yeah, for sure. No, so with that, I mean, the whole bear hunting experience was crazy because of the fact that we went out there with the mindset of killing them with our bow, and we were calling in bears while we were out there. We're using like a dead rabbit call or a dead varmint call to attract these bears.
What's that sound like? Can you imitate that for us, TJ?
It's a real annoying scream.
Yeah, no, please imitate it for us. What's a dead varmint sound like?
Just a high pitched scream.
Yeah, okay. So we're listening.
I think that scream should be your walkout song next weekend.
Like that?
I mean, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it just changes it up. It's louder and quieter. Yeah. So it's pretty scary. These bears are coming in for food, and you're sitting there with a little bow in your hand, thinking that you're gonna take down this bear and hopefully make a good shot. So that was intense trying to do that. Unfortunately, we never got to experience it. We called in a couple of moms and some cubs, so we didn't get to do that. But we kicked this big guy up, and I got him with a rifle.
Right on. Did you get to eat any of the meat? I hear the meat's pretty tough and stringy.
Yeah, it's tough meat. It's not the greatest meat, any animal that eats other meat isn't the greatest meat. You had to be careful with it, but it was still good to make some chili and some stew out of and whatnot. You got to make sure to really cook it well. It's more the fact of it's kind of funny. You go out and at certain times you get to kill bears because it actually helps the population. Because when we killed him, it's when all the moms have cubs, and they'll go and kill the cubs so they can have sex again.
How rude!
Because the moms won't have sex if they have cubs, so the males go around and kill cubs so they can breed again with the females.
Horny ass bears! You're just saving bear lives here from this horny, murderous rapist bear that you have in there.
Yeah.
Good job, TJ. You're like a hero.
I know. I feel like it.
Yeah, you killed
That's why I look at him every day and I feel like a hero when I walk out.
Yeah, that little murderous rapist bear that you have there.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, how to put yourself in that position where your hand gets raised at the end of this night, and you just finish however you finish. You have that visualized in your head, and your hands raised, and Rogan's coming into the cage. Have you gone through that in your head? How do you think that's going to feel? Is it going to be tears? Is it going to be jumping around? Is it going to be a little bit of both?
It's tough to say. I think I visualized both. I almost like so much excitement that as soon as I win, there's gonna be no way that I can't cry. I don't know, it's gonna be tough to tell. It's just all gonna be in the moment kind of deal. But I've definitely pictured Bruce Buffer saying the new UFC champion, and then being able to talk to Joe Rogan and just man, it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be crazy. I'm getting goosebumps about it right now.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's crazy.
For sure. Is there anything specifically about the fight that you want to share? Obviously, I don't want to be a detriment to any of your strategy or any secrets that you got, but any kind of predictions, strategies, anything that you're publicly sharing with what you're going to be doing in there?
Barao's such a tough fight because he's so well-rounded that I'm going to have to beat him in every aspect of MMA. I can't go out there just trying to pick him apart with one thing. I can't just go out there and out-wrestle him and plan to beat the guy because he's got great jiu-jitsu. I can't just get a takedown on the guy. He's got great takedown defense, so I got to be landing my striking. And I think the way to beat him is by going forward. I can't let him dictate the pace. He likes to slow everything down. We were talking about weight cut earlier. I think he cuts entirely way too much weight. He gets huge on the off season, and I've seen him on the scale. He looks dead.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a skeleton when he gets on there. He gets bigger than Aldo and then cuts weight to 35. So
wow.
I feel like if I can get him in the deep waters and push this pace really, really hard, then my conditioning is going to outlast his. And I just have the bigger heart, I believe. And so I need to push his will and see how far he's willing to go. I know he's done it so many times before, but everyone's let him dictate the pace. Everyone's gone on there scared of him. Yeah. And there's no way I'm going in scared. I'm going in guns a-blazing and going to do the same game plan I've done in every fight and be aggressive. And, I think everyone gets beat before they get in there. They're going against a guy that's got this longest win streak in MMA history, and they go in there just thinking they're another number instead of actually believing that they can win. The belief of your skills and how confident you can be, I think it's more than 70% of the fight. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't believe how good I was.
Fuck yeah, that's a well said. Belief is such a key thing, and what a cool opportunity too. All any athlete can really ask for when you look at the span of your life is a challenge worthy of your very best. From any warrior, any athlete throughout the history of time, what that person asks for, in their heart of hearts is that challenge that will bring the very, very best out of them. And Renan Barao is that kind of guy, and you're that kind of guy for Renan Barao. So regardless of how this goes, both of you in an interesting way are giving a great gift to each other by causing each other to bring the very best out of their performance and see how that shakes out. And that's just something that's goes way deeper and way farther than just the outcome or just the fight itself. I mean, it's really to me that what this whole fighting thing boils down. I get a lot of people questioning, well, how can you support fighting and your kind of spiritual beliefs? And for me, it's simple. I mean, all right, there's going to be some punches thrown and the act is violent, but really what this is the ultimate test of not only physicality, not only your work, but of your heart, of your spirit, of your will. And unless you have some other person bringing their absolute 100% best, you'll never know how far that can go. And the gifts that you'll get, receive from this fight and from this ultimate test, that'll play out for the rest of your life. So regardless of what happens.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. I haven't really thought about it in that depth. I've just been so into wanting to be the best and competitive that the reason I can be the best is because of my opponent. That's the perfect way of putting it,
Indeed. Yeah, you just focus on kicking his ass, but this is going to happen. This is going to happen anyways. This is what's happening without anybody even thinking about it or having to do it. And that's the beauty of it. So
that's what makes it what it is. It's awesome.
Indeed, man. Well, we are super pumped to go there. I know I'm going to be there, giving you all the love and support possible on it. Of course, has been there and will continue to be there throughout this, no matter what. If there's anything you can say to some of the people listening about Onnit or about life or about training, what kind of advice would you give the people listening right now?
First, I want to thank you guys for helping me out. I hit you up when I got out of the Ultimate Fighter, telling you how much I liked you guys' products before then, and we've been working with each other ever since, and it's helped me out a lot. Like I said, I'm really into my nutrition, and obviously so are you guys, and so it just kind of worked out perfectly. And I live my life every single day with the products you guys produce, and I pretty much take everything you can think of that's on the website, and not only that, I use the workout equipment. It's just an awesome lifestyle that I've been able to translate to my fighting, and it's made me a healthier person in general. And I got to thank you guys, because who knows if I'd even be here if it wasn't for that. It's awesome.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. And I have a feeling you would have either way, but any little bit that we can help, we're happy to do that. The difference in the average individual like me in Orlando, we can improve quite a bit, but those elite bleeding edge people, that 3%, 4%, 5% difference, that's the fucking difference between champions and, top 10. It's a very slim margin. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, we're really looking forward to it, man. 9 days away. Can't wait. And, man, just be in the moment, brother. Be in the moment. Soak every bit of it up, and surf that bleeding edge. And I have no doubt you'll come out with your hand raised.
Enjoy the walkout. Enjoy every moment in the cage. It's going to be intense, man. It's going to be awesome. And I can't believe I'm even headlining above Dan Henderson. You know what I mean? I've been watching that guy fight for forever, and now I get to be the headline, and he's the co-main event. It's pretty crazy to me as well.
Watching the dreams you've had as a kid unfold, it's a beautiful thing.
It's all in front of my face.
Yeah, I've been able to do that as well. What's up, Lando?
Yeah, and I want to mention next week, TJ's going to take over our Instagram on Thursday, I believe. So make sure to follow us there on Instagram. It's just Onnit, and he's going to show you what it's like to go through a day of his nutrition and his supplementation and the kind of training he's doing. So make sure everybody check that out.
Yeah, Thursday's going to be a fun day. I'll be cutting a lot of weight, doing some workouts, hanging out, doing some media stuff. You just get to see the day in the life of getting ready for a fight. It's pretty crazy and fun times.
And for all you ladies out there, this is TJ fucking Dillashaw. So you're going to want to make sure to tune in. All right, my friend. Look forward to seeing you out in Vegas, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
Definitely. All right, take care.